Welcome to Your Yes Filled Life. I'm your host, Brenda Winkle, educator, healer, speaker, guide, and fierce advocate for your yes. I help sensitive and successful men and women find, reclaim, and live from their full embodied yes. Through empowering you to understand your energetic hygiene, establish healthy boundaries, and heal your nervous system, you'll be able to create your yes-filled life and move through your days with more freedom, more ease, and more joy. You'll hear inspiring stories of people who found their full-bodied yes, thought leaders who pursued their own dreams and are living life on their terms, and learn new ways to find the courage, joy, ease, and freedom to more fully step into your yes-filled life. Say no to the good so you can say yes to the great. Join me on this journey to discover your yes-filled life. Whether you're looking to break free from the golden handcuffs, start a new business, find your dream job, or simply live with more intention and mindfulness, I've got you covered. Let's explore the possibilities together and make your dreams a reality. Ready? Let's do this. Let's get you to your yes-filled life. Hello and welcome to Your Yes-Filled Life. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, welcome. I'm very excited to take you on a journey guiding you towards your personal empowerment. And if you're coming back to the show, thank you so much for being here. I love your ratings, reviews, and I am so grateful for you following along the show, just clicking that little follow button up at the top so you don't miss a thing. So, you probably noticed today's not our usual podcast day. That's because we're starting something brand new called Friday Minisodes. Every Friday, I'm going to be coming to you with things that you can apply to your life, whether they're strategies or ways that you could approach things or tips, or even ways that we can shift our perspectives. And these are going to be quick episodes, 10 to 15 minutes. And today, I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about your story. Now, when I say your story, I'm not talking about your life story. I'm talking about the story that you're telling yourself. It is so easy for us to get stuck in our story and not move through the actual content. So the story provides the context around what is happening, and then the emotional learnings and the emotional processing and the wisdom that we gain from that experience becomes the content. If we don't move through the content, in other words, if we don't let the emotions flow, we can get stuck in the context, the story. And when we get stuck in the context and we get stuck in our story, we begin to fight for our limitations. And we start to tell ourselves, oh, this is the way it's always been. This is the way it's always going to be. And have you ever noticed yourself looping in a conversation where you sort of get the impression, oh, wait, I'm pretty sure I already said this, but I'm on such a roll. I'm just going to keep talking about it. Has that ever happened to you? I know for sure it's happened to me. And one of the ways that I have cleaned that up is by allowing myself, and it really is an allowance, to feel the emotions behind the story. When I'm stuck in story, I guarantee you one thing is for certain. I am not feeling my way through it. I am stuck in some kind of adjacent emotion, but I'm not really getting to the root of whatever it is that is the story. The minute I allow myself to get to the root emotion, to the root feeling, it flows through the body. It processes and it releases. And all of a sudden, I can think more clearly. Now, I've been doing this for a while. And so I just want to name that I have a lot of experience. I have muscle memory on how to do this. And so it does take me just a few moments to process most things. That may not be true for you, especially if you have been in your story for a while. It might, not even might, it is going to take you some practice. But the first step is building awareness around, oh, I'm in a story. I'm in a repeating loop about this thing I'm telling myself, whether it's something that you're telling yourself you're capable of, or you're telling yourself something has to be a particular way, or you have to do something in a specific order. All of those things have potential to be stories that might not be serving you. So, first, invitation to just notice, become aware of when you're looping and when you're hearing yourself say similar things in various conversations. That's an indicator that you might be getting stuck in a story or stuck in the context. So, what do you do next? We become aware of it. What do we do next? Well, you might need support and it might need to come from outside of your normal circle because if your normal circle is also getting stuck in the context or stuck in the story, in other words, fighting for their limitations, then you might need to reach out for some support from somebody either different or somebody more emotionally regulated, or even just share this episode with somebody and say, "Hey, I'm noticing I'm getting stuck in my stories and I would like to stop doing that. I would like to actually process the content in my life for my evolution. Could you help me?" And so here's something you can do. You can try this right now. It's called a feeler. When you have a feeler, you're processing the emotions and the feelings without the story. So, the way that we can keep it really clean is to set a timer for 3, maybe 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. Because if we're longer than 5 minutes, we're getting stuck in a story, or we're also inviting in maybe a higher level of healing than you want your friend to be able to handle. So, 3 to 5 minutes is the timer. It's okay for you to share the context of what you're talking about for the first 30 seconds. And then after that, allow yourself to experience the emotions. This is going to require probably some silence. And for the person who is listening to you, we're going to call them partner B. So, partner B's job, only job, is going to be to hold space for you. They can say one of three things. They can make a sound of affirmation, like, mm-hmm. That's one thing they can do. They can say, "There's so much love for that." Or they can say something that feels like, "Oh, I see. I hear you." So I'm going to repeat that. Partner B, your only job is to hold space. So you're going to offer sounds of affirmation. You can say things like, "There's so much love for that." Or you can say, I hear you. You can affirm them. Your job is not to fix. Your job is not to offer suggestions. Your job is not to heal. Your only job is to hold space. And now, if you're partner A, what you're going to do after you share the context for keep it really clean, I'm serious here. This is going to require a little bit of effort on your part. For 30 seconds, share the context and then dive into the feelings. So here's an example of what that might sound like for you. You might say, "I'm feeling away and I reached out for a feeler. I reached out for some support because this thing happened today. And I'm feeling a little bit like there was a bait and switch. And so I'd like to process some emotions around what just happened." And then partner B, you're going to set the timer for 3 to 5 minutes. And then partner A, you're going to share your feelings and they're going to flow from one to the other. Any sensation or feeling is okay to name. And please recognize that the feelings and the body are going to move at a slower pace than the mind. So you might be silent a lot of the time. And partner B, remember, your job is only to hold space. You're not solving a problem, you're not fixing anything. So you just hold the space. So I'll give you an example. So the bait and switch thing is something that's real and alive for me right at this moment. So I'm going to pretend that you, my dear listener, are partner B. So will you please hold some space for me as I process through this? And I'm going to set my little timer here for 2 minutes because I'm going to flow through this quickly. Okay, my timer's going. You'll even hear it go when it is time. So I'm noticing that there's tension in my chest. There's tension in my back across my shoulders. And that causes me to want to shake a little bit. and roll my shoulders back. And now I'm becoming aware that I am angry. I have some anger in my belly. I'm feeling it just above my belly button in my solar plexus. I'm feeling angry because I'm feeling misled. And now I'm having the awareness that I actually knew, I actually knew that this was possible, that the thing that I was excited about doing wasn't quite what it was supposed to be. I knew that. The data was there, but I was talking myself into it. So I'm feeling a little bit of foolishness. And then when I name that and I release it, I can feel a little bit of compassion for myself. And I can feel, oh, yeah, I understand exactly why I wanted it to be that way. And it helps me release that judgment against myself. Whew, that feels good. And now I'm noticing I want to shake my hands. I want to take some deep breaths. Just releasing this from my system. I'm rolling my head. Oh, it's cracking a little bit. You might have heard that. Sorry about that. Um, oh, and now I'm feeling a lot more grounded, a lot more centered. And the feeling in my belly is more like aliveness and not tension. And I don't have the anger. Oh, that was 2 minutes. Now, here's the thing. I actually feel like I've released all that stuff. I feel great. I don't have anything alive about the bait and switch that I was feeling when we started. That's the power of a feeler. So, is it going to be that simple for you? No, this is a learned skill. But share this episode with someone you care about and ask them, "Would you be willing to try a feeler with me?" And then set your timer for 3 to 5 minutes and then see how it feels for you and just see how much you can clear because I'm promising you, when you can start to clear the emotions without the story, they flow so much better in the body and you'll be thinking so much more clearly. I cannot wait to hear from you. If you try a feeler, will you please reach out and let me know? Either send me a DM on Instagram, I'm at Brenda Winkle, or email me. You can email me at brenda@brendawinkle.com. I really want to hear from you. I want to hear about what works from the feeler, what felt hard, what felt crunchy. Because let's face it, this is not something we're taught in society. This might be brand new to you and it might be really uncomfortable. And there's just love and a lot of space for that. So, cannot wait to hear from you. I really, really, really would love to hear that you have tried feelers, and I'd love to see you implement them into your lives. I use these all the time for myself. I invite my clients in Yes Academy to use them all the time for themselves. And let me tell you, they really work. Okay, I can't wait to hear how this works. Be sure that you follow or subscribe to the podcast because the next episode that's coming out on Monday is going to be about my experience dancing salsa, nightclub two-step, and bachata at an Arthur Murray showcase. Okay, bye for now. Until next time.